Good evening, HUPERcast podcast world. I am so excited about tonight. I want everybody to get ready. I have been working for a long time to get this guest on with me tonight. The one, the only, Ben Barron, also known as Benji. Everybody give it up for
What's up?
Benji. Yeah, you don't know. You folks do not know what I had to go through to get Ben on my podcast. It was heavy negotiations.
It was.
There might have been Skittles involved. I bought him. I had to buy him lunch. You know, it was great. It was great. But seriously, all joking aside, I'm so excited. Ben, tell us. You want me to call you Ben or Benji? Which you prefer?
Benji.
Benji. Okay, Benji. Well, tell me. You have your own YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
What is your YouTube channel? What's it called?
BenJammin.
BenJammin. BenJammin. So if they just go to YouTube and search BenJammin, they can find you? No?
No.
Now, how would they find you?
BenJammin Official.
BenJammin Official. Yeah, don't go for the imposters.
That's right.
Don't go for the fake stuff. BenJammin Official. Search that. Follow him. This kid, this young man, excuse me, that was in our rider. We don't call him a kid. I've already broke my rider. This young man has a lot of things to say. Yes. So that's you. How old are you, Benji?
7.
7. Who's your mom and dad?
Mingo and Lucy.
Mingo and Lucy. Are they amazing parents?
I would say yes.
You'd say yes. Okay, good. Good answer.
Good answer, Ben.
That
answer.
That got you more Christmas presents than the alternative.
Yay!
And you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You want to tell us their names?
I have Xander and Charlie. Then my mom is pregnant.
Nice. That would have been a good place for some applause if our guy over there. There we go. Our studio audience. So that's great. That's great. Well, Benji, I have a few questions for you. We had to do a lot of negotiation because Benji, when he was asked to do it, I had to agree to be a guest on BenJammin, which I did agree to, and then also, you know, he wants to ask me some questions, but I want to ask him some questions. So since he's my guest, I'm the host. I'm going to ask first. So tell me, who is your favorite Bible character? David. So tell me, David in the Bible, why is David your favorite Bible character?
Number 1, because he's a kid.
Because he was he was a kid, then he grew up. He was a king later, he was older.
But the story that I was thinking of, I really liked.
Okay, which story is that?
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath. So what happens in that story?
So his brother went to war.
Yep.
And then they had a giant on the other side, and then David came, he went to the river, he collected 5 stones.
Yep.
And then he had a sack of them, and then he went out in the field, fought Goliath and won.
Yes, he did. So did he throw the stone, the sling? He got a sling and he threw the stone, hit Goliath.
In the forehead.
In the forehead, knocked him dead. That's awesome. But you're right. All of the nation of Israel was fighting, and Goliath would come out every day, scared his brothers. His brother's older than him. His brother's a big guy. He was kind of a little guy. Is that why you relate to him? Because he was a little guy?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. And so then he was out in a field, right, and keeping sheep, and his brothers, his dad sent for him, and then he went to the battle, and he didn't need a big armor. He just got 5 stones and a sling, and he didn't even need all 5 of them. He just threw one, knocked him down, won a great battle. That's amazing. I think you are like David. You're a giant killer.
This is what I've been hearing. He collected 5 stones because he knocked out Goliath, and then he would kill his 4 brothers.
Well, there you go.
That's what I've been hearing.
That's what you've been hearing. Okay, that's the word on the street, ladies and gentlemen. That is awesome. So do you have a favorite Bible verse? Can I tell you a Bible verse I think would be great for you? I want you to memorize this Bible verse, okay? Because he knows a lot of Bible verses. Benjamin knows a lot of Bible stories. I think maybe he probably knows more stories at 7 than verses. But this is a good one. Philippians 4, I want to say it's 13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Can you say that? I can do all things.
I can do all things
through Christ.
Through Christ.
Who gives me strength.
Who gives me strength.
I think that sounds like you, buddy. I think that you are going to be doing amazing things through Christ who gives you strength. I love that. Do you have a favorite song?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
It would be Nothing is Impossible.
Nothing is impossible. That is great. Who's your favorite singer? Mommy. Say mommy.
My father.
Oh. Dad. For the win.
That's right.
Wow. Maybe that's because Dad's sitting here.
Probably.
That's great. Favorite food? I know your favorite food because we just had a meal, so I know. But tell me, what's your favorite food?
Ribs.
Dude, that is not what you said a minute ago. He said, what did you tell me your favorite food was?
Mexican food.
Mexican food. And you said, are nachos Mexican food? And I said, yes, I love Mexican food. Are tacos Mexican food? Yes, I love Mexican food. Are burritos Mexican food? Yes, I love Mexican food. I asked you, what's your favorite food? Ribs. Dude.
Benji's changing the story.
Yeah, Benji, you can't put Benji in a box.
That's right.
That is so true.
But then I asked my father, are ribs Mexican food? He said no.
So that must have happened after our discussion.
He learned some new information.
He
That's
got
all
new
that
information,
happened.
So that changed the scenario.
Yes.
That's
yes,
good. That's good. Okay, so I hear you have a few questions you want to ask me. I don't know that I have the answer, but if not, I'll just ask your father. So, what do you got? What do you got for me, Benji? Go ahead. Fire away.
When was baby Jesus born?
That is a great question. Are you mean like, I mean, it was like 2,000 years ago, but you want more specific than the year?
Yeah, like the day, like just throw like, I don't know if I have the right answer, but maybe it's July 16th.
July 16th. Well, when do we celebrate Jesus being born?
Christmas?
Christmas. When is that? December. What? You remember the day?
No, I do not.
December
I don't
25th. But is that when Jesus was really born?
know. No.
How do you know this?
Bible?
Well, actually, I'm not sure that.
Not exactly.
Right. I'm not sure that the Bible really tells. It doesn't tell us a day, the exact day. So there's a lot of people. This is a great question. So a lot of people argue about it. Some people say I think it's in like closer to Easter, like in March time, and other people have other days. Other people are convinced they know the exact day. And some people say you shouldn't celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day because that's not when Jesus was really born. Personally, I say, and I mean, really, the most important thing is that we celebrate that he was born, right? Because the event of Jesus being born is more important than even knowing the exact day, right? But if you want to celebrate it twice, like once on December 25th and once on July 16th, I say go for it. I think actually you should talk mom and dad into 2 Christmases, one December 25th
And one on July 16th.
one on July 16th. When is your birthday? When was Benji born?
June 26th.
June 26th. So you don't think it was that day? You don't think Jesus was born on that day?
No, I do not.
How come? What's your hypothesis for that?
I feel like it would be closer to Christmas because they celebrate him born on that day.
So, and July is closer. Well, is July 16th closer? Yeah, it's closer to Christmas or to December 25th than June 26th. Anyway, all right. So, what else? What else you got for me? I'm not batting so good right now.
I know you don't have the exact answer. I'm not sure. But
Okay.
if you do have the exact answer, I'll take it. I'll even take your predictions.
Okay.
What do you think heaven is like?
That's another great question. And you're right, because I've never been there. Right. So you're right. I don't know the exact answer. The Bible talks a lot about heaven. And it talks about, it gives like descriptions like it has streets of gold and gates with giant pearls, but probably, and a sea that's like crystal glass crystal. So it's just as clear as it can be. But probably those things are just describing how beautiful it is, not being literal, you think? So
Yes.
I think that probably, I don't know that it's literal streets of gold, literal gates of pearl. Maybe it is. Literal crystal sea. But I think it's more that it's beautiful. You know what heaven, I think one of the greatest things to describe heaven is? It's when we are completely and absolutely in the presence of God. I think that's heaven. I think God, there's a song we sing. I've actually heard your mom and dad sing it. Your presence is heaven to me. So heaven, I believe, will be a place filled with joy and love and peace. There'll be no crying, no sadness, no tears, no sorrow, no pain. That's pretty cool, huh? So heaven is a place filled with all the goodness of God.
I've heard that it's just like a never-ending party.
I like that too. I like that thought too. I think that could be true. I think it will kind of be like a never-ending party. That's a good one. What else you got for me?
I know you're not in this kind of topic mood. Well, I don't know exactly, but why were dinosaurs extinct?
Why were dinosaurs extinct?
Yes, BenJammin is very much into paleontology, and so he is like all about dinosaurs.
Are you really?
So yeah.
So what's your favorite dinosaur?
It would either be Velociraptor or Spinosaurus.
What's the difference? I don't know. See, I don't know much about dinosaurs. Teach me something.
Velociraptor is smaller, Spinosaurus is bigger, and Velociraptor is like a cousin to T-Rex. And then Spino is actually bigger than T-Rex.
Wow.
And then Spino is the biggest meat eater dinosaur that has been ever known.
Wow. I did not know all this. And I could not repeat it back to you even now. You know why? I only know of T-Rex because of Jurassic Park. Did you ever see that movie? Probably not.
Yes.
Oh, you did?
I literally just watched it last night.
Did you really?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, is that the first time you ever watched it?
No, I'd watched it like
okay.
when I was young, but first time like as a adult that actually.
I honestly would not know what
appreciated
a
it.
T-Rex was if it wasn't for
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park or Velociraptor. That's
Right.
what I wouldn't know. I think that's the one that I learned in Jurassic Park. See, I don't even remember. So was T-Rex a meat eater?
Yes, it was.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you, why do you think they went extinct?
If they weren't extinct, we would be running. Just running.
Just running from them all the time. So they went extinct
Yes.
maybe so we wouldn't have to run so much.
Yes, and also to keep us safe.
To keep us safe. I'm going. How many of you think his answer is better than anything I could come up with? So I'm going with your answer. Yes. That's it. I agree. How about another question that I might can answer? Because I can't really answer these science questions because I'm not very good at science. We could probably, I know somebody I could hook you up with. Could probably give you an answer that you would like. Although I think your answer is pretty good. Paul and Perry Ann Brownback. If you're watching, I'm introducing you to Benji. He has questions. They're scientists.
He has some questions.
So they probably know things. All right, one more question, then we're going to go. What else you got?
Why can Jesus not just make the devil vanish if he can do anything?
That is a great question. Why can't Jesus just make the devil vanish if he can do anything? Let me ask you a question before I answer that. Can God do anything?
Yes?
So can God make a rock so big he can't pick it up?
He can't pick it up?
Yeah.
No.
So can God throw a rock so far that he can't catch it?
No.
Why?
He can do anything.
I'm making my own sound effects over here because Sam is having so much fun that it's just blowing his mind. That's actually true. So because God set limits, so the Bible says God can't lie because he set a limit to himself to not be able to lie. So God made certain things a certain way, and even though there's this word that we call or this phrase we call the sovereignty of God. Have you ever heard that phrase, the sovereignty? That's a big word. That's a big phrase. But it means basically, some people think that means God can do anything. But really, God's not sovereign because he can do anything. God is sovereign because like a king, you know, kings and queens, when a king would make a decree, then what he said was law. So when God says something, then it's true forever because God can't lie. So God creates certain things and does certain things certain ways, and then he limits himself to that so that he can relate to man. Because people will say things, kind of the same type of question. People will ask, why do bad things happen to good people? Or if God can do anything, why doesn't he take all the sin out of the world? Or why is there evil in the world? But God gave man choices. And so one of the things when the devil messed up, remember the devil was a worship leader in heaven. And then he got too proud. Do you remember this story? He got too proud. And so God had to kick him out of heaven. And 1/3 of all the angels left with him. And he put them in hell. He banished them away from heaven. And so that devil now runs around trying to talk people into doing bad things. You say, well, if God would just get rid of it, there is a day the devil will be done with. That's going to happen. But it's just not time yet. And while we're on the earth until that time, God wants us to choose him over the devil. So it's kind of like I ask you who is the best worship leader, your favorite singer, and you chose your daddy over your mommy. So I don't know if this is a great example, but it popped into my 7-year-old brain, and it just kind of came out. But God wants us to choose him. And I'm not saying your mommy's the devil, because she's not. I would have chose your mommy, because I think she's my favorite worship leader, although I love your dad. So neither one of your mom and dad are not the devil. Wah, 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 wah. I'm just creating my own sound effects here. Sam's going on retirement. But in all seriousness, God made it so that we could have relationship with him. If he didn't give us a choice and he just made us serve him, then that would not be a real relationship. Right. You know, your mom and dad love it when you choose to do right, don't they? They love it when you make good choices. And it hurts them when you make bad choices because they know those bad choices hurt Benji. And they love Benji so much, they never want you to be hurt. So God loved us so much, but he also, and in that love, he said, I want to have a relationship, so I want to let you choose. If God just made everything perfect, then we would be like robots. We would have no choices. Does that kind of answer your question? You with me on that?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
That's a great answer.
So we have had a great conversation. Is there anything else you want to tell the people before they go? Any other words of wisdom? Anything you like that music? What does that music make you feel like? Make you want to dance?
No.
No. Does it make you just want to chill out?
No, it makes me need to go to the bathroom.
That's awesome.
On that note,
we better let him go. Actually, a few minutes ago, he said, why is it 73 degrees in here? He looked on the wall. And
It's 75.
now it's 75. It's gone up 2 degrees. It's getting hot in here. He was going to roll his shirt. He rolled his sleeves up. He was going to roll his pants up. But I said, that's not in the rider.
that's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, lots of words of wisdom from the one, the only, Benji Barron. Everybody give it up for Benji. Listen, we're so glad you joined us. Lots of wisdom from a 7-year-old. You learned lots of great things. I learned things about dinosaurs and Jesus. What a great combination. Well, do you remember what I said we tell everybody every week? You remember? We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Have a great week.